Okay, so off camera I went ahead and got the controls for our right arm and wrist all promoted up in the exact same way as our left arm and wrist. The only change that I've made is on both the left and right. I renamed the IK handle translate label just from translate it was originally. It's now IK handle translate, just to make that a little bit more descriptive. Other than that, it's the exact same thing as it was at the end of the last video, and our right wrist and arm is the exact same set out as for our left arm. So in this video I want to go ahead and get the hand for our left and right arms in place. On video I'll do the left arm, or rather the left hand, and then off camera at the end of the video I'll do the right hand. So for our left hand we actually have a large number of controls that we need to promote. So it's going to be a little bit of a tedious process, but we have the level 1 controls with just rotate X and the spread parameter. 4 sets of rotations on all 3 axes for our level 2 controls, and then we have 3 different rotation sets for each of the fingers for our level 3 controls, and that's going to be a 3-axis rotation for the first part of the finger, and then 2 1-axis rotations for our second and third bones in the finger. So with that in mind, let's allow editing of contents of that asset, jump down to our type properties, and continue creating parameters on our asset. So I'm going to collapse our torso and master control folders. Inside our arms folder we have our left folder. I'm going to create a new folder inside the left folder and collapse the arm and wrist folder and rename this folder to hand. I'm then going to go ahead and create a new parameter. It's going to be a label parameter, and that's going to say level 1 controls. So let's create a new label with the name level 1, or in actual fact L level 1 controls label, since this is indeed for the left part of our character, with the main label of level 1 controls. And then I'm going to get rid of the main label and actually again use 3 column labels with our main label inside of the second of those 3 column labels. Now in setting this up, I'm going to create a separator that actually sits above that label. Even though we're right at the top of our folder, I am going to create a separator above there, and all we need for our level 1 controls is the rotate X and spread parameter from our L underscore fingers underscore FK control. We have the spread parameter, and we also have rotate X, again making sure that we don't have prefix link name or prefix link label checked. So let's promote those over, and I'm going to reorganize these so that we have rotate X above spread. Now I'm going to rename this to L, and I guess finger level 1 rotate X, and then the spread can just be L hand spread, and I guess for rotate X I'll say L hand rotate X, since it refers to the entire hand as opposed to fingers in general. So with that, I'm going to copy our separator and our label, paste that after our spread, rename this to L level 2 controls label with the main label of level 2 controls, and then of course 3 column labels, level 2 controls. For level 2 controls we have 4 rotational parameters to promote up. We have that finger, the L underscore finger 1 underscore FK control. We have rotate all 3 axes to promote up, and I'll deal with renaming these in a second. We just need to note the order that they come in. We have our L underscore finger 2 underscore FK control, promote up the rotation. Notice that did go underneath the original rotation. The same for finger 3, so we have the rotation for finger 3, and the same for finger 4 underscore FK control, rotate. So now I can jump in and I can give this the label of finger 1. So finger 1 rotate, and the name of finger 1R. This can have the label, and I'm actually going to copy the label from this guy, Control C, Control V. So this can become finger 2 rotate, finger 2R, finger 3 rotate, finger 3R, and finally finger 4 rotate, finger 4 R. Fantastic. I'm going to copy the separator and that label. So copy and paste. That's now going to become our level 3 controls label with level 3 controls. And let's go ahead and set that to level 3 controls. Now with the level 3 controls, I'm going to create another separator, because I'm actually going to have separators in between each of the controls for the fingers, just to keep things a little bit more organized. So let's start out with finger 1. So I'm going to collapse down finger 4 FK control. So I want the finger 1, bone 1 FK control, and I want the rotate, promote that up. Again, keeping an eye on the order these get promoted. Finger 1, bone 2 FK control, I want rotate X. And then finger 1, bone 3 FK control, I want rotate in X. I'm then going to create a separator. I then want to grab finger 2, bone 1, FK control, all the rotates. Finger 2, bone 2, FK control, rotate in X. Finger 2, bone 3, FK control, rotate in X. Another separator. Finger 3, bone 1, FK control, all the rotates. Finger 3, bone 2, FK control, rotate in X. Finger 3, bone 3, FK control, rotate in X. I'm then going to create a new separator. Let's repeat that for finger 4. So finger 4, bone 1, FK control, all the rotates. Finger 4, bone 2, FK control, rotate in X. Finger 4, bone 3, FK control, rotate in X. I'm then going to create a final separator, because now we need to promote up our thumb. So L underscore thumb underscore bone 1 underscore FK control, all the rotates. Thumb bone 2 FK control, rotate in X. And finally, thumb bone 3 FK control, rotate in X. So now we have those all promoted and in order. I can now jump through and actually rename them. So I'm going to go through and do their labels first, and I'll go back through and rename them in terms of names. So in terms of labels, I'm going to name this to finger 1A, rotate. I'm going to copy that and paste. This will be finger 1B. Paste finger 1C. Paste finger 2A. Let's copy that, Control C. Paste 2B. Paste 2C. Paste, this will be 3A. Control C. Control V. 3B. Paste 3C. Paste, this will be 4A. Control C. Control V to paste 4B. 4C. And then the same for finger, or for our thumb rather. So this will be thumb A, rotate, Control C, Control V, thumb B, rotate, and thumb C, rotate. Now let's go through and actually deal with those rotational names. So this will be finger 1A, R, finger 1B, R, finger 1C, R, finger 2A, R, copy, finger 2B, R, finger 2C, R, and indeed these actually need L in front of them, so let me quickly append L in front of these since we are dealing with the left hand. So I'm going to start again on those names. So L, finger 1A, R, B, C, 2, B, and C. Then continuing on, we need 3, so 3A, Control C, B, C, and 4, Control C, for B, and for C. And finally for our thumb, so L, thumb, A, R, B, R, and finally CR. So with that, that's all of the controls for our left hand. We can accept that. Okay. And now if we take a look at our left in our arm, and we've got the left, and we must have accidentally checked N tab group for that folder because the hand tab's not next to the arm and wrist. So let me bring up the type properties, hunt down our left arm and wrist. Indeed, I accidentally checked N tab group. I'm going to uncheck that and accept. Okay. Much better. So we've got our left arm and wrist or our hand. We have level 1 controls, rotate X. Now I do want to change the range on the rotate X, since really we don't want to rotate positively. We need to rotate negatively with that control. So let's go ahead, change the range on our rotate X. So for our hand, rotate X, I'm going to give this a range of negative, I'm probably going to say 180, and a positive only as far as 20, but I will leave that unlocked, and let's accept. Okay. So now we have, that's much nicer. Fantastic. We have that spread parameter, which should come up with the values that it had previously. Fantastic. And then we have a variety of parameters for all of our fingers and the level 2 controls as well. So that is all looking fantastic. I'm going to right click, save operator type, right click, match current definition. Now we do need to set up the right hand. It's going to be the exact same process, so I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. In the next video we're going to come back and we're going to set up our left leg. So with that, that's going to conclude this video. Thanks a lot everyone.